Hello, welcome, and thank you for joining us today. I'm here today joined with Scott Fleszar, who is here to join us as we start our kickoff for the 2020 Digital CPA Conference and the November 19th Tax Track Learning Labs. Scott, I'm excited to have you here today. Would you start, introduce yourself and maybe tell us a little background on your company and a little information about SafeSend?
Sure. Yeah. Thanks for having me, Matt. Really appreciate the time, and we're looking forward to this opportunity. So, my name is Scott Fleszar. I am Chief Executive Officer of SafeSend. At SafeSend, automation is in our DNA. We provide cloud-based tax workflow solutions that streamline tax prep engagements, offer secure and intuitive interaction between the firm and the client, and elevate client service and convenience. Our flagship offering, SafeSend Returns, has really redefined the way accounting firms digitally assemble, capture e-signatures, and deliver completed tax returns to clients. We like to think of it as really giving firms complete command and control of the last mile of the tax prep engagement.
That's awesome. As a DCPA sponsor, what are you looking forward to really sharing with participants this year?
This has been such an unprecedented year. I mean, I think what we would like to engage CPAs with and attendees with is just talking about how the year has gone amidst COVID and what firms are doing to take advantage of opportunities amidst COVID. Certainly, when things changed in March, I think firms had to shift gears very quickly in terms of how they operated, how they served their clients. And, really, as firms now have been able to catch their breath, let's say after the 10/15 deadline, I'll be interested to learn, what are their plans for the coming tax season? Obviously cases are spiking again across the country. And I think firms, for the most part, are planning for not having the safety net of working in the office and meeting clients in person. So I think we would love to talk to firms about how do they plan to operate. Certainly, they've probably had some opportunity to kind of streamline how their staff works from anywhere and how they serve clients remotely. But now might be the best time to say, okay, that was not just temporary. We at least have the next tax season where we're going to have to operate differently. And perhaps this becomes a new normal where thinking about proactively preparing your staff to be working remotely and then really communicating with your clients about best practices for how they're going to interact with their clients, how they're going to serve their clients. And at this point, I think, for a lot of firms, they probably had somewhat of a grace period, I'll say, in the spring and the summer for how clients adapted to the way the firm was going to serve them. But now I think the bar has been raised. In many respects, consumers in general and clients of firms have a higher expectation of the service they're going to get remotely. So if you had a patchwork kind of approach in the past, I think now, clients of firms are expecting a better, more convenient, more intuitive online experience and kind of service that they're getting from their firms across the web.
Yeah, I agree. And it's been interesting to see the conversations you have with different firms, some that were really leaders in that cloud space that adapted very quickly to the current pandemic situation and working from home, and others that were kind of caught having to adapt and had to take time off to adjust to working from home. So very good observation there. Does SafeSend have any emerging technologies that are really focused on tax as it relates to client advisory services? Maybe you'd like to tell us about?
Sure. So obviously, firms, the most progressive firms in particular, are very much focused on providing that value add service to their clients and serving them in a more consultative way and getting away from the tax return and the payroll report and the financial statement being kind of the product, or just being compliance focused. So, what do firms need to be able to provide that type of service over and above, I'll say, the bread and butter of the compliance work that's always going to be there? They need more time, and they need to operate their firm efficiently. So with our SafeSend returns product offering, that's exactly what we provide. A very streamlined and efficient process, intuitive online client experience for their clients. It really, we're about automating and making all client touch points across the tax prep engagement to be very streamlined for the firm and to provide a high level of service for clients. So what we're doing is providing the time so that practitioners and the professionals in these firms are going to have more of an opportunity to sit down with their clients and talk about their business and where they, what their goals are, their financial situation and how they can improve it. So we're providing the tools that are going to give accounting professionals and the staff in these firms the opportunity, because they're going to have more time, to provide those types of services.
The Digital CPA convention, it's exciting, and it's a unique convention. As a repeat sponsor, you've been here before. What has you excited to be a part of the Digital CPA community?
Really, just being a part of a very exciting time in the profession. As I mentioned, things are evolving quickly, and it's really positioning CPAs and tax professionals to have a very critical role with their clients. And you think about the access and visibility accountants and tax professionals and these firms have with their clients in terms of their financial outlook and really their opportunities that are there. It's exciting to be a part of really this next kind of phase that the profession is going through, where there's just much more of a shift outside of compliance only services to these forward-looking and consultative type role that professionals are going to play. So just being a part of that and really seeing the profession, kind of move away from the old traditional CPA kind of brand to really more business advisors and financial advisors on top of the traditional work that's been done. Just being a part of that and helping move the profession forward and provide the tools and the services that firms are going to need to be that kind of next generation provider.
Yeah, and that's where there's so many discussions and so much work being undertaken to push us towards that advisory service, as opposed to just that compliance. So it's an important topic, and technology is going to lead the way towards that. Perfect. So, what makes you excited, really? Again, I think maybe this is redundant, but maybe you can expound on it. But what has you more excited about the accounting profession today, as opposed to just the digital CPA community?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really about CPAs being in such a great position to provide tremendous value. So I think about, I'm standing here in our offices in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and our business is managing through COVID, just like all the firms out there. And just recently, some new restrictions got put in place where we basically had to send all of the staff back home and work remotely. And that's where you see, okay, the technology has enabled us to be, as effective or more effective, even though we might not be co-located. So as I think about the accounting profession and really opportunities for firms and practitioners to not have geography boundaries anymore, both for hiring staff and talent, and also for the clients they serve, and really to be thinking about different ways to serve clients, where virtual meetings obviously are very much a core part of what we do now, but just thinking about the actual delivery of, if you sit down and you're reviewing, let's say, tax planning work with your client, well, to do that in a virtual environment where you can share your screen and you can go through things on screen, it ends up becoming potentially even more effective than if you were meeting with them in person. So I just think we're at an intersection of where the technology is there to streamline and make the tedious, monotonous work, disappear. And also the technology is there to extend the reach of accounting firms to, employment talent and clients they may not have thought about serving before, and to serve them in a different way. So that to me is exciting and really positions the future of the profession differently in that there's more opportunity.
Right. Yeah, and it's as much as we can say, hey, we missed that face-to-face and the warm handshake. You can find ways to say, hey, we're more efficient this way, and we can create more opportunities to see people through Zoom through the time savings we create through it. So it is unique, and I'm excited to see where it all plays out. So as we look forward to 2021. There's a lot of fear in that area, but I think there's a lot of optimism as well, right? What is the one trend that has developed this year that would be or could be an area of sales, and it could be an area of sales and use tax, but something that will benefit the area of tax, and it could be in any space, blockchain, anything that really accounting professionals should seize on.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and this is maybe a prevailing theme, but as you go into 2021, I still see more complexity in tax overall. I think, the elevated role practitioners played this year, helping with PPP loans and stimulus checks and those kinds of things, is going to continue into 2021, which means that the dependency on business owners and individuals on their trusted advisors, their accountants, is only going to increase, and that's helping clients manage through the COVID environment, especially the business owners, but also just being in a position where you think, as the tax professional or the CPA, they need to have a bedside manner where they're almost, providing a level of, calm and really guiding clients through complexity. There's complexity in the tax code now, and with the changes that might come with the new administration, as well as everything that's going to be a result of COVID and the lingering effects of that, and potentially, hopefully, a vaccine coming, very soon. I think those areas are going to continue to be an opportunity for accounting firms, and another way that, again, they can, be very much that trusted advisor to their clients and help them manage through the complexity and be, on top of, all the things that these business owners are going to need to navigate as they, move into 2021.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting time, and I'm looking forward to see how we adapt and how we improve as an accounting profession. Scott, thank you so much for joining us today. You can check out SafeSend at our Learning Lab on Thursday, November 19th between 1 and 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and then chat with the companies with SafeSend in the Digital CPA Resource Center. Looking forward to it. Scott, appreciate your time today, and thanks again for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This was great.
Absolutely.